What's up, guys? This is Coach Grant with First Down Training, and welcome to the Davante Adams film breakdown, his route running breakdown. He is one of the best at creating separation off the line, and that's what we're going to be focusing on today. And please leave in the comments, guys, who you guys want to see me break down next, either a quarterback or a receiver. That would really mean a lot to me. All right, so let's get started. So this first play, Davante Adams is on the 10-yard line, so his ball's going to be up quick. He takes this hesitation hop, and he gives this two-stab double move to the inside. So hesitation hop right here, 1, 2, and that second step is real sudden, as you can see. So he goes 1, 2, aggressive. Now, I want you to notice the mechanics of his foot. His toe is straight forward because he knows he's exploding this way to get upfield. If his toes were open, let's say a lot of you guys make this mistake and you cut with this front toe open, it's a long pathway for your hips to get back around. He has this toe forward so he could produce force from the inside arch of his foot and get out. And now I want you to focus on his upper body. Look at how he gives this little bit of a sudden head and shoulder fake here to move this DB to the inside. Now, this is a goal line situation. It doesn't take a lot of separation at this level. And as you can see, this DB is frozen inside. His feet are stuck in the ground, gets his hands off of him, and now he's getting upfield. Now, when he gets upfield, he gets that head around fast. Rodgers has this ball up quick. He doesn't have a whole lot of time off this line. A lot of you guys like to make 3, 4, 5 moves in this short amount of space. That's not going to work when you face a good DB. His job is to disrupt the timing with the quarterback. So he gets upfield, snaps that head around, high point, and having strong hands. This is the definition of having strong hands on a high point, guys. Anytime we go up and high point the ball, we want to have strong hands. We want to come up with this thing, and we want to be catching this ball at the highest point, obviously, but strong hands is very key when we're going up for a high point, guys. Okay, so off of this, he does a great job this next route. This is another goal line situation. He's about on the 10, so he knows he doesn't have a lot of time. And this is about as much time as you can take, and Rodgers does a great job of putting this ball up on a line. So he sells like he's just coming off slow, maybe running a one-step slant. Now, see what he does off of this. He fully commits his body inside. Now, what does that do to the corner? That's going to make the corner believe that he's just running a slant right now. He's coming underneath. Maybe this guy's going on a corner right here. Fully commits his body, and he goes into this slant. He goes 1, 2, 3. 3 hard steps, and now I want you to see this. Look at his shoulder movement and look at his head movement. What does that do? That sudden move gets this DB to fully overcommit, and like I said, his toes are, again, angling him back outside because he's producing force off the inside arch of his foot, guys. He's pushing. He's not all the way on the outside portion of this leg. This move was real sudden, 3 steps, sudden move to the inside. Now, when he gets back upfield, he still gains separation for a little bit. He has his head straight forward. He slaps this DB's hands off, does a good job of recovering, chops. Our hands aren't just used at the release guys. Our hands are used at multiple times downfield in the route. Now, snaps that head around. Rodgers gets this ball up quick, and he's able to make a catch over the shoulder in the end zone. That's another situation, guys, where Rodgers knew to get this ball up quick. Davante Adams knew that this ball was going to be up quick because they're inside the 10-yard line. He doesn't have a lot of time, so he gets upfield and shoots his head around to catch this ball. All right, so this next one, he takes 3 hard steps to the inside just immediately off the line to 3, sudden stick, a lot like this last one. That's why I wanted to watch this one, guys. Look at his toes. They're straightforward. He's pushing off this inside arch, but also he's giving aggressive head and shoulder movement to move this DB to the inside. As you can see what it does to this DB, he's completely off of his platform here. Now, what I want you to notice about Davante Adams is after he makes that move, he doesn't just immediately get to this corner because that's where he has to be. He still goes vertical. He still sells the vertical, guys. Gets to those 3 steps right now because he's coming here. He sticks 1, 2, 3, 4, and then he's coming off. Now, what this DB does is he's recovering upfield. Yes, he's off balance, but he's still thinking Davante Adams is just going upfield right now. He still gets to his depth because he knows the timing of this play and he knows the timing of this with his quarterback, shoots his head around, and then Rodgers gives him this ball. But he does a great job of still getting his depth, being real sudden off the line. He is one of the best at that, giving some head and shoulder movement to move this DB off this platform and then get upfield. He is an absolute technician when it comes to running routes. All right, so next video here. Now this one, he closes the gap with this guy. He's running a fade vertical right now. Now, what he's doing right now is this zone coverage. How do we tell it's zone coverage? DB's eyes are inside looking at this quarterback. This is probably a cover 3, cover 4 look. I'm assuming cover 3. Now, what he does is he's closing the gap with the DB. That's what you got to do on zone coverage, guys. You can't be just making your move and give this DB a lot of cushion. You got to close the gap, and you want to step on his toes metaphorically, okay? Now, when he comes up, he goes 1 here, 2, 3, 4 with the chatter. Now, what he does here is he breaks down his feet like he's stopping right on a dime to sell, like maybe he's running a stop, maybe he's running a dig, to get this guy to think inside, try to get hands on him and make a play on this inside route or this curl route. But what he does is he's able to just explode right off of this foot right here and come back upfield, avoid the contact of the DB, shoot his head around as soon as he knows he's got separation. This DB knows he's screwed right now. He's got enough separation on this ball, and he knows Rodgers is going to put it in a good spot. Again, high point, having strong hands, completely beat this DB solely on closing the gap, selling this breakdown like he's just going to be running a stop, like he's just going to be running a dig, and then gets upfield and scores this touchdown. He's an absolute threat when it comes downfield in the goal line. Okay, now, so he just gives this hesitation hop. He's already circled here. This is just a single hesitation hop with a single stab to the inside. Now, you guys have seen him use that double stab before where he hesitates and then he goes 1-2 off the line. Now, they're on probably the 2-yard line, the 1-yard line. He doesn't have that much time. This ball's going to be up quick because he knows Rodgers is getting pressure. Again, how can we tell it's man coverage? DB's eyes are on the receiver. That's for quarterbacks. That's for receivers to understand that as well. So he knows this ball is going to be up quick and Rodgers is guaranteed getting pressure. So he comes off this line, 1-2 sudden stick. Now when he makes this sudden stick, look how sudden. He gives this little head jab from the top here. I want you to watch this again. That's what sells him coming inside right now. That's what sells that he's running this slant. He's just coming inside, trying to get this DB to overcommit to the inside. And that's all you really need in a goal line situation, guys, is to get separation like that. Now watch what it does to this DB. All it does is it freezes his hips. Davante Adams gets his hands off. Now the reason being, see how he works inside. This DB's taught to use both hands. He can't use this left hand because Davante Adams is shooting back outside of his frame. So all he has is his right arm to try to get hands on Davante and try to disrupt the timing with the route. And then all Davante has to do is slip underneath and just give him a chop with his outside arm, or a rip, I should say, a rip to get his hands off. And then anytime a DB's in this situation in a goal line with as talented of receiver as Davante Adams, he's going to be in trouble, and he knows this ball is going to be up quick from his quarterback. Snaps that head around fast. Back shoulder, always expecting back shoulder when he knows the timing is a little off, when maybe Rodgers didn't get it up as fast as he anticipated, because he could have really thrown this thing to the back corner if it was up early, but he knew maybe the DB recovered a little bit well, and then he throws this thing back shoulder for the touchdown. So, next one here, Davante Adams off the line. Now this, he doesn't get as much separation off of it, but I want you to see what this is right here. See how he's just slow playing this guy. He's giving a little bit of a skip release. All he's doing is gathering information. He's trying to see what this DB is going to do, how's he going to play him, gathering information in the middle of the route. Then he just gives a stab to the inside, but as you can see here, I want you to see how much he's pushing off this inside arch of his foot. He's pushing off here almost like a pitcher would off of the mound. That's a lot like what it is. Anytime you make a stick, anytime you make a move off the line and you want to push, it's like you're pushing like a pitcher. Now, he pushes off this thing and he's getting upfield. He's focused on getting a little bit of separation. Then he's looking. DB doesn't play this thing bad, but he snaps his head around. He finds this ball. He knows it's a goal line situation, so this thing's going to be up quick. He doesn't want to waste his time. See, the mistake a lot of guys will make is when they do this release here, they'll slow play off the line like this, like a little hesitation, and they'll give maybe a triple move, 1, 2, 3 off the line, and then try to get upfield. It disrupts the timing. The whole goal of the DB is to disrupt the timing with the quarterback. So we got to be real sudden with our feet, make our move, get our eyes up, and come catch this ball right now and expect this back shoulder. Him and Rodgers have great chemistry. Okay, so off the line here, he gives this little out-in release. So he gives a 1, 2 to the outside. Now I want you to look at his toes again. Toes are straight forward. He's going to be exploding out. Now what does he do with his upper body? He gives a little bit of a sudden shoulder shake, gives a little bit of head movement, and watch what it does to this DB. Gets his base super close together. He's not able to recover fast, especially when Davante kept his toes forward and he's exploding outside right now. This DB is not going to be able to recover. So he's coming back outside here, gives a little stutter, and what does he do with his head again? He gives a little look back with his head. He chaps his feet, gives a little bit of head movement to the inside to sell like he's just running a stop right now. And then he gets upfield, gets some separation. You guys got to pretend like these DBs have crap underneath their fingernails. You don't want him to touch you, so you get his hands off, and that's what gets us separation, guys. He's able to come upfield and then catch this ball for a big gain. But this out-in release was real sudden. toes forward, is pushing off that inside arch like we said. DB's base gets super narrow, stutter with a little bit of head movement, gets upfield. All right, next one. So again, closes the gap with this DB. There's a little bit of soft press, a little catch technique. Closes the gap with the DB. Now he gives a 4-step move. So he goes here, 1, 2, 3, 4, and he's pushing off of this to sell like he's just going slant right now. 1, 2, 3, like we've seen multiple times. 2, 3 steps to the slant. Now, what it does, the reason why this guy's biting, Davante committed his whole body. He didn't even have to look back to the quarterback. He committed his entire body. Now he's exploding off of this foot here, exploding off this inside arch. Because he committed his whole body, this DB is running forward, trying to make a play on this ball like any DB would. But as you see when he recovers, he doesn't immediately look back for this ball because this is a good DB. He's going to be fast on this recovery because he works that situation all the time. But he's got his head straight forward, gaining separation for about 3 steps, and then he shoots his head around, guys. Now, ultimately, this throw was a drop. We got to finish with the catch here. He's got to keep running underneath that thing a little bit, but that is a great job getting separation. Solely worked because he gave he turned in, fully committed his whole entire body to the inside. 3 hard steps, made that stick, and then exploded upfield. All right, now we're going to get into this last route. This is a stutter, go, stop, okay? So he's going to sell like he's just going stutter, go, which you guys have seen him running this before. So he's going full speed, selling this fade, and a little bit of a stutter. Now, what does that do? That gets this DB to think, okay, he's running just a stop right now. He's going to stop. He's playing off coverage. Now, what he does is he kicks up again, and he's going full speed. Now, what does that make this DB think? Oh, he's going fade right now. He's just going to stutter go. I played this thing well. Now, Davante's coming out fast, and see how this guy fully commits over the top. He thinks he played this thing well. Now, Davante does a great job of snapping down. That's why we snap down, because that's the best method to sell the fade. But he gets a little stuck at the top here because, as you can see, he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and you see how close together his base is, guys. That's something that a lot of receivers can work on and see how he's leaning back just a little bit. His base got real close together. That's why he got a little bit stuck at the top. But he's still able to get enough separation and catch this ball because he sold the fade. This is a really important one where he came down, sold the stutter go, was still going full speed. See, a lot of you, if you try to run this route, you'll stutter and then you'll burst upfield, but you'll still be going slow. That doesn't make this guy bite on anything. He stuttered, then he exploded off of this break, trying to sell this fade, snapped down, got a little stuck at the top, but was still able to catch this ball and get enough separation to make this play. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Please leave in the comments who you guys want to see me break down next. That would really mean a lot to me, and I'll see you guys next time.